Hello, this is the fourth of the Turtle Hand story series about sheer good luck. Well, there was this lady who decided that she was going to go abroad with what money she didn't have, get a loan, do her graduate studies. And so off she went. And at the end of the first semester, her loan money still hadn't come through. She suddenly realized that this was just not what she wanted to be doing, and in the middle of all of that darkness and the no money, she found herself on such low finances that she was eating beans and rice for 2 weeks at a stretch, and it was enough. The money just was not coming through, and she knew she didn't want to be doing this, so she packed up and went back home. And while at home, thoroughly depressed, clinically depressed, she got some relief from picking up the paper to try and see if she could twig her mind about what else she might do and what other direction her life could take. And one day she did pick up the paper, and there was an article that piqued her interest. There was another university abroad, and on a complete whim, because she had no money, she just decided to call and find out what it was they were offering. Then and there, the instructor on the other end of the phone said, "Oh, do come up for an interview." Well, that stopped our prospective students in her track because she had no money. So she said to the instructor, she would try and get back to her in 2 weeks and make a decision at that time. And the instructor said, "Oh, fine, no problem." Well, our prospective student did manage to raise an airfare, but not enough for her to stay anywhere. So at any rate, she called back the instructor and said, "Well, I have an airfare, but I really don't have anywhere to stay, and at this point, I'm a little low on funds because I would be transferring university." And she, "Oh, no problem," she said on the other end of the line. "We've been waiting for you and preparing for you, so we have two options for you where you can stay without any cost to you. So can we see you in a month?" Well, our lady prospective student said yes. She thought she could arrange that, and in the month she was up there. She was installed in these very kind people's homes, and this all while she was going through her interviews. So at the first interview, she was told, "Well, we're going to send you down to financial aid." And of course, this is all the lady wanted to hear, because she'd had enough of financial aid. It had barely come through enough to allow her to eat in the end. So, based on this new statement about financial aid, she carefully, without letting on any further emotion, she decided to head on down and hear at least what they had to say. And down there, the lady said to her, at the end of her interview with our prospective student, "Well, we could offer you a full fellowship." So our prospective student said, I'm sorry? "Yeah, we could offer you a full fellowship, pay all your tuition, no cost to you other than your books, all your expenses, housing, everything paid. You have an allowance of US $800 a month." So our lady hesitated and said, "Well, what about transferring of credits?" And she said, "Oh, no problem, that will be done automatically." So in a complete daze, and without again trying to let on any emotion, our lady luck got up and said, well, she would have to go back home to pack. And he says, "Oh, yes, certainly, but you need to sign these papers before you go, and we need to advance you some money on your allowance so that you can fly back." And well, it was a whirlwind, And even more of a whirlwind when Our Lady Luck returned, because she suddenly had a new life. She was involved in her studies. She took on a full arts curriculum for her own pleasure, completely audited, had enough money to travel around the states, went to gala events, it got involved in student activities that were really ad hoc committees of the university that she could lend her previous life experience to. And all of this begs the question, had this woman not picked up a newspaper on that day and decided to scrape together enough to risk flying for an interview that she had no idea how it would turn out? The question is, was it luck or something else?